going on, internet? Welcome back to JD's NerdVerse. My name is JD. We're going to dive into this. So remember this battle that's playing right now, because I'm not going to go back to it, but it's going to be very important that we get the battle. See the nice 69 experience points. My name is JD. This is JD's NerdVerse, and we are playing through its Caterpie, Metapod, and Butterfree. This was a very challenging playthrough. Before I get into the details of this playthrough, follow me, subscribe button, notification bell, all that good stuff. You know how YouTube works, at least I hope you do. And also follow me on Twitter, at JD's NerdVerse, and on Instagram, JD's _nerd _verse. And you'll get notifications and stuff. And also, I posted pretty funny stuff on Instagram. So this playthrough was very difficult. And the reason why I referenced the first battle is because that battle took me forever. This is a playthrough that had some challenges. So one of the first challenges I had to deal with is look at the stats on the screen. The stats that total 195. Those stats are for Caterpie. Caterpie does not have good stats. Doesn't have a great anything. His speed's actually his best attribute, and that's not even a good speed, and his health is kind of a best attribute, and those aren't good health. So they're not very good. So we had to play through with that, and also Caterpie is part of a slow level up group. So if you've watched my playthrough, I'm pretty sure with Charmander and Bulbasaur or Squirtle, they leveled up after the first fight. Bulbasaur either didn't or he did, and it took him a while to level up after that. I don't remember which. But most of the time when we fight the first battle, our Pokemon levels up on the first battle. This one didn't. We needed 91 experience points to level up. We only got 69. Nice. 69 experience points from the first battle. And, so we didn't level up. So it took us another extra battle to level up. So that's the challenge we're going to have in this game. Is the first part of the game, we have to grind and level up to get a move called Confusion, to evolve, but also get a move called Confusion. And we can't get through the first gym, we can't beat our rival until we pretty much have that move. So that's a necessity in this game. So the first 20-some minutes of this game was me grinding through, getting Confusion to get through, and beating my rival and getting through the first gym. So that's how the game starts. So other things about this playthrough that I'll bring up in a little bit. But first thing I want everyone to do is look at the move pool. So Confusion is our best move. By far, it's our best move. Early, I should say. We don't get Psybeam until level 32, but we also don't get anything after Psybeam. So if we just went with our level up moveset, we would not have any moves. We do have some decent moves over in the TM range over there. Psychic, Solar Beam, Mega Drain, Hyper Beam, Swift. We have some pretty decent ones. Mimic is a big one we use late in the game. Rage is garbage. Razor Wind's not bad. Double Edge isn't bad. So on and so forth. So those are the moves that we have available to us, and we have to try to win the game with this. The biggest part of this run, that is the issue that I had with this run, was the indecisiveness that gets created around Butterfree. Butterfree is not great at anything. He kind of has an okay special and special defense. That's it. Doesn't have great speed, doesn't have great health, doesn't have great attack, doesn't have great defense. He has some good special, and in Gen 1, special was combined into one stat, so when you break it up into defense and into attack, it's pretty solid. But all in all, he doesn't have great stats. But it's way better than what's before that. I've never seen this before where you level up from Caterpie to Metapod and you get slower. Your attack gets less, and your defense goes up a smidge. I'll give it that. But the stats don't increase and improve as you level up. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So that's the struggle we're going through early, and now we finally get Metapod to evolve. So we get Butterfree. We still got to grind a little bit. That's the thing. This isn't Pokemon Yellow. In Pokemon Yellow, once you get to level 10, you also get Confusion. So you're able to go beat your rival. You're able to go... Actually, beating your rival is not that hard in Yellow if you have Pikachu. He'll blast right through the rival. But the problem is Butterfree does not get Confusion until level 12 in Red and Blue. So you're at the mercy of the game right now about where you can get all your experience points. So I saved the trainers for whenever we got closer. Because I played through this. How many times did I actually... Okay, so to reset to beat the Charmander in the beginning, I probably reset that 40 or 50 times to get a win. And then of the few wins that I got, I played through with that, and I had some resets. One reset was for... what was the reason for one? The first one One reset was because I wasted too much time. I was trying to see if Struggle was a better move than Tackle. It's not. I was trying to. I was trying little things to speed up the time, and it just doesn't work. You just got to grind until you get to a certain level. Like right now, we're level 11, and I think we're about to get level 12 here. We're gonna fight someone that's gonna get us close to level 12. So that's where one of the resets came through. I was all spending too much time trying to use Struggle, and it didn't work, and I had to refight a bunch of these. I lost a bunch of these fights to bug catchers. So that's one reset. Another reset was the first one I actually did was going great, and I had to pause it and go run an errand real quick, came back, and my computer decided to do a restart. So the file was saved up to a point, but I didn't have my timer set, and I was like, if I gotta just set the timer to catch up with the timer that I'm using right now, I might as well just restart. And then another one where I beat the first Pokemon, beat Brock, and then I'm spamming A, and I accidentally save the move over top of Confusion, and it's just literally I have Sleep Powder, Poison Powder, Tackle, and what was the other move? Sleep Powder, Stun Spore. So I was like, yep, I got to restart that. And then another one, I actually got pretty far into the game, and I wasn't thinking, and I deleted Tackle for Supersonic, and didn't realize that Confusion doesn't work against everything. So I need an actual physical attack move until I get I can't get Body Slam, but until I get another attack basically. So we have Confusion now. I'm sorry, I'm talking over a fight, and now we're pretty much handling our rival pretty well. The rival we're not going to ever lose this battle to the rival. The rival. No matter what rival we have, we're going to win this battle because Charmander does not learn Ember until level 9, and he's level 8 in that fight, so he's only going to have Scratch unless we miss a lot of attacks because of that stupid Dirty Bird piece of crap Pidgey. Unless we miss a whole bunch of attacks because of him, we're not going to have many issues fighting that trainer. So now we're fighting the Brock's gym. So I'll circle back to my experiences playing through this. Now we're fighting the Million Light Years trainer, as they call him. Get the win. Not like an inspiring of confidence win. And the reason why it's not like a big inspiring, because they're a little lower level, but the thing is that they're actually a little bit better. He's actually a little bit tougher in my mind than Brock, because Sandshrew, they're both ground type. Diglett and Sandshrew are ground type, not rock type. And Brock is a rock gym, not ground type. So I think that's why they do a little bit better. So Confusion, it's a 3-hit knockout. Tackle really doesn't do anything. Geodude doesn't do anything. He doesn't have any good moves. If he had Rock Throw, it might be effective. And Onix doesn't really do anything. Gets confused, actually, so it helps us out a little bit. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't get a bind or nothing, and we get a critical hit knocking it out. So once you get Confusion, it basically, you're grinding to get Confusion. You're not grinding to get Butterfree. You're grinding to get Confusion. Once you get Confusion, it's not even a competition for the most parts of the early game. You'll tear up Brock, you'll tear up every trainer in your way, because Confusion is just that good a move. Now I'm going to go back and talk about some of the trials and tribulations I had just getting through, getting to this point where I actually got a playthrough recorded on camera, whatever you want to call it, and able to progress to the next parts of the game. So, which one was I talking about last? So I was playing through, and I accidentally deleted Tackle for Supersonic, which Supersonic's not a horrible move. It could help, but it really, really screwed up. I didn't have a physical move, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to get through the part of the game without a physical move. So I reset after playing through a good 30 minutes in the game, probably 4 or 5 times, just because of little mistakes like this. I want to have a solid run, and I want to have a proper representation of how Butterfree's play should be. That's why I'm not just like playing with the mistakes and keeping them. That's why I'm not doing that. I want to have a real representation of how the playthrough actually went for me. So that's why I'm not skipping over those things. That's why I'm not just playing through the troubles I'm going through. I want a decent representation of how the fight is. Early fight, you got to grind until you get Confusion. That's pretty accurate with how it's going to be if anyone else was to do this playthrough. So that's just how it is. So we go on, I don't know what route this is, but the route after Brock's gym, and we take on a bunch of these trainers. I fight as many as I can. We need levels. We need levels. The next gym we have has a Psychic-type Pokemon that we got to go up against. But the difference is that Psychic-type Pokemon, which is Starmie, who is Water Psychic, has Bubble Beam. We don't have anything. We don't have anything that's going to be able to help against except for Tackle and putting them to sleep. So we need all levels we can get. So we're fighting a lot of these. Our rival fight is not something I'm too concerned about. Our defense, like I said, our special defense is pretty good. So even when Charmander hits us with Ember, it's not going to hurt us that much. I'm taking a drink of my drink real quick. So that is what we're dealing with right now. Some other issues that come up with Butterfree. Like I said, slow level up group, so it takes a while to grind. I might need to pause this. I'm going to get this away from the microphone. I have a soda, I'm putting it in my cup. Sorry. If you have to use the bathroom now, I apologize. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm very parched. Just got home from work. So, Butterfree, how is this playthrough? How did he do? I mean, you're seeing the playthrough for yourself. The time is the time. You don't get, kind of like Bulbasaur. It's a little bit of a comparison to Bulbasaur. If you saw my Bulbasaur run, the big issue Bulbasaur had is you can't really do much until you get Vine Whip. Then once you get Vine Whip, you're good. Vine Whip's a good move, but Vine Whip only had 10 PP, and you have Vine Whip and Tackle, and you only have that until level 30 in the game. Okay? So similar to that, you get Confusion at level 12, you don't get another good move, like really good move, until you get Psybeam in the game. And there's nothing else you can really get. You can't get any other move along the way that you can add. You can get Double Edge, but you'll have Psybeam usually by then. I think we're level 32 by the time we get that. You can get Mega Drain when you beat Misty's or Erica's gym, but it's kind of no point at that point. I mean, we use Mega Drain, don't get me wrong, but it's not like it doesn't help you until that point. There's a lot of trainers you have to fight between the moment in which you get Psychic or Confusion until the mode in which you can add other things like Psychic and whatnot. So that's the struggle with this one. Now, the good news is with Confusion, you have like 25 power points. So that's the benefit there, is you do have a lot of power points, but you still will deplete those power points, and you will have to go back and heal numerously. I think when we went through this, we're in Mountain Moon right now, and now we're not. Now we're skipped through Mountain Moon. But when we were in Mountain Moon, we had issues where we had to go back and heal because we ran out of power points. And also, Butterfree is pretty squishy. Butterfree doesn't do well with health. It doesn't have a high health anyway for a third stage Pokemon. Hit points is 60. It's not very good. Okay, it's not very good. And then its attack is okay. Defense is they're bad for third stage Pokemon. Now attack, defense, and speed, like I said, are pretty decent, but they're still not that great. So we get these trainers fought, and I know darn well I'm not ready for Misty. So we go and fight our rival, and as soon as it goes, I slowed down the speed. I'm not gonna do this again. I slowed the speed down for some of the bigger battles in this video. I will never do that again. I think it added too much time to the video, and it's pacing way too slowly right now. So I'm just going to leave it at the speed in which I filmed it at, so you guys are seeing the accurate representation of how these battles went. Alright, so we get the sleep attack, we get the sleep powder, Confusion, does a little over a third. Yeah, I don't think any of our rival fights are really too complicated except for the rival fight in Silphco. I think that was the hardest one we had to deal with. And like I said, the biggest issue that I had playing through with Butterfree is the indecisiveness. There was like, should I do this or should I do that? It was continuously having issues where I had to pick, should I do this or should I do that? And I can never decide, and I think it cost me some minutes. If I went through and did it again, I could probably shave about 15 minutes off the time. But as you'll see, it's a pretty long time nonetheless. And I think if I had played it through again now, knowing what I know, I would have just been more decisive, went for this decision, that decision, instead of trying some battles out and killing time. That's why playing through and having a timed clock is, I wouldn't say it's like super important, but it really makes you, put you on the spot to make decisions, be decisive, and follow through with those decisions, or else you can't sit there and wait and make up your mind. I guess you can if I go to put stuff in a computer and I pause it. That's a way in which I can kind of make up my mind and use the time to my advantage, I guess, a little bit. It's one way to do it. But, yeah, so Nugget Bridge is actually not too bad because, you know, we have Confusion. Confusion's pretty solid against everything there. And we get all the way to Bill's house. Now, I made a mistake here. I used the escape rope to get out of Mount Moon. So I don't have an escape rope here. So I have to walk all the way back, which doesn't take that much time. It takes like 15 seconds, but those little things like that add up in the game. So now we fight these two trainers here. These two trainers can be hard if they get sand attacks off. Because this girl has 3 Pidgeys that just use sand attack and quick attack. So it can be bad, but if you knock them out before all this stuff all this happens, it's not that big a deal. You can just knock them out before it all happens, but they can really ruin your life. Okay. And there's a lot of things in this game that, like, Butterfree's weak to a lot of things. It's actually pretty effective against a lot of things. I think it's effective against ghosts. Other psychic it's okay against in some ways it's not, in some ways it is. And then poison. So that's a good portion of the game early is poison. Other bugs, we have an advantage against other bugs, but birds are a big part of the game early, so disadvantage there. And as usual, I think we get burned here. We always get burned fighting this guy. The burning old man is what I call him. So we get to level 27. We get rare candy, and this is a rare playthrough in which I did not get Body Slam here. Body Slam is not a new move I needed to get. Because I can't use it. Can't use Body Slam. There might have been another move on here I think might have not been a bad idea to try it and get. Maybe Rest. But I rarely ever use Rest. I think I personally don't like the move. I think it's a cheat move. Just like some people think TM32 is a cheat move. I don't think TM32 is a cheat move. So here's our fourth rival fight. Pidgeotto, who we're almost 10 levels higher than. Does quick attack. Confusion does about half. I think right there I contemplated putting him to sleep, and that's perfect because now we can knock it out. He was going to do quick attack right there, but he hurt himself in Confusion. So we get the Pidgeotto knockout. Now we're going to have Eradicate. I think Confusion is a one-hit knockout with Eradicate. Yes, it is. Good. Now we can't use Confusion on Kadabra. We have to use Tackle. And at least it does half, so that's good. And that could have been bad. Supersonic gets disabled, which is fine. And then the last one is Charmeleon. Charmeleon is... I didn't want to use Supersonic anyway. Sleep. I think he doesn't get an attack off. I think. I spammed Sleep Powder there. I'm stupid. Confusion. We get... so it does about a third. A little over a quarter. A little less than a third, I think. And I thought maybe Tackle would do more. I don't know why I continued to use Tackle. Confusion would have knocked it out. I don't know why. I think sometimes when I'm playing, I think that's just overthinking. Because I look at the clock and it forces me to make some dumb decisions. Now, again, another rare playthrough here. 1, did not get Confusion. 2, I didn't fight Misty before I got to the SSN. So now I got to go back to Misty to fight her. Which is rare. I don't usually do that. And also what that means is I'm not fighting Lieutenant Surge the second I get off the SSN. Also, I fought a couple extra trainers on the SSN for experience points. So, the skipping over Lieutenant Surge wastes a couple seconds. Because I have to go back. I have to go get Psychic anyway. So, this just gives me the opportunity to just go get Psychic and I can run and fight Lieutenant Surge's gym. So now we're in a position where we're fighting with Starmie. Starmie luckily doesn't do a lot of damage right now. We lost a couple of these battles, and this is why the time's where it is. We lost a couple of these. So this is where, in the future, if I did this, I just wouldn't fight Misty until I was done fighting I was done fighting done with the SS and got cut, I would just go back and fight Misty and then move on, and I wouldn't waste my time fighting her a couple times before the rival fight, a couple times after the rival fight, a couple times after I get the things from Bill's PC, or go talk to Bill and get the SSN ticket, so on and so forth. Those things take time. That's why I said if you're indecisive, or if you make decisions that are the wrong decisions, they can cost you a lot of time in these playthroughs. I may play through again and make it and make some solutions and fix some things and try to so I can get a much crisper run out of this. But it was just a lot of things going on with Butterfree that made this like a very indecisive run to me. Not that he's like a bad Pokemon, but he's just usually not used to be. He's not made to be used by himself, and that's nothing against him. It's just the Pokemon he is, and it's nothing bad about him in that regard. So this is like one of my least favorite Pokemon in this game, Slowpoke. There's really like nothing that is like effective against him other than like Electric. Okay, so now we have this trainer, this hiker, which you do very well against. We should knock him out. 2-hit knockout. Oh, we miss. And he almost knocks us out. Fantastic. Wonderful. And I think we use Sleep Powder. We get lucky and get Sleep Powder there. Confusion is a 1-hit knockout. Doesn't make sense how Confusion doesn't knock out a Geodude, but it knocks a Graveler out like all day. So we dug out, went and healed, came back. And now we're fighting the guy with the exploding Geodude and Graveler. Sleep Powder was clutch in a lot of these. I don't like using Sleep Powder, and then now we get Psybeam. Psybeam is going to be very helpful in this. Much more effective, much more powerful Psychic move. And there's 20 PP, so we can use Psychic, we can use Confusion, and we can have those as our moves, and we still have Tackle if need be. So good. We beat the hiker. Now we go fight Team Rocket. Team Rocket, I went to fight Team Rocket. Didn't even go to get Fly. Didn't do any of that stuff. So I fight Team Rocket. Team Rocket fight goes pretty well. And I made a very, I'm looking back and I question myself. Was I tired when I did this part? Because I made not a good decision here. You're going to see a decision that I made, and I don't know why I made it. But anyway. So we go through here, and this is a fight we never really fight, but we fought this because we need to move Double Edge. We have to have a normal move that's not Tackle. Yes, does it damage us a little bit? It sure does. But getting Double Edge and teaching it over Tackle is much more effective. It's a much more powerful move. It does a lot more damage. So, yeah, we're going to teach that over top of Tackle. So now we have a move where if we fight a Psychic type and we're at a disadvantage where we can't do a lot of damage with the stuff that we have a way of working around it. We can use Double Edge to our advantage. Yes, there's recoil damage. I get that. But we don't really have a lot of options right now. I guess there's an option I didn't think of until like right now. I could have gone and just grinded and tried to get Hyper Beam. That would have been a pretty cool one to get. And that would have, fixed the problem with the recoil damage and just having a more powerful attack. And I think this is Razor Wind. Which Razor Wind's not a bad move. It's just, of the moves that I needed to keep, it was probably the least of all of them. And I was about to get another Psychic move anyway, so it was only going to have it for like a short period of time. It also takes a lot of time in a playthrough with that move. It's a 2-turn move. So it's like I have it just in case if I need to use it on something. But it's not my first choice, second choice, or third choice. It's a move that I can use in case there's a rare occasion where it might benefit me to use that Pokemon. So, alright. So now we get out of here, get this rare candy. That's an extra rare candy in the game I never get, and it takes time to go get it, so that's why I never go get it. But there's an extra one in the what's it called? The electric the power plant. So yeah, that's the one you can, if you want to get one, you can get one there. And I don't know why I got TM7. I think it's teleport. Any other playthrough, it might actually be useful, but I don't need it. I have dig. So, and getting rid of Bide. I should have just sold them a long time ago. But yeah, I'm just trying to catch up. It's an hour and 4 minutes. I think we're running a little bit behind both Charmander, both Squirtle, and I would even say we're running behind Bulbasaur as well. And we get through here, and we fight Tweedledee and Tweedledum. That's what these two are nicknamed. But first we get our protein, or I think it's a protein, it's an iron. And we get this iron to boost some of our stats. And then we go fight Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Tweedledee and Tweedledum, that's what I nicknamed the guards. There's just two of them standing there, so just nicknamed them that. And we blast through these guys pretty handily. We're at level 33. They're just 10 levels behind us. Shouldn't even be a competition. It really shouldn't. And for some reason, I'm just letting it linger there. Alright, so one, and we missed because of this stupid sand attack. I hate sand attacks. It's one of my worst. The fact that like we can't learn, like people scoff at learning TM32 whenever other Pokemon easily can do sand attack, and sand attack almost like never misses. It's so weird. A move that is that powerful and it lowers your accuracy that many levels very quickly should be way harder to hit. You should be able to hit with it, but that's just me. This is me complaining. All right, so now, and okay, I was looking for something. So I actually fought Giovanni there, and I didn't heal, so that's why I'm not showing it. But I actually fought Giovanni. We just got Psychic. We fought Giovanni there. I didn't heal, and we barely lost. And I don't for the life of me remember why I didn't go and just heal and then go back and beat him. But I think what it was I needed to go do other things anyway, so I was going to lose. So I just, traveled back. I just went and traveled and got the things I need to get stuff done anyway. To beat Lieutenant Surge, get Fly. I need to get Psychic anyway. So I just decided I'm just going to go ahead and do those things. So I need to get done anyway. So we need to because we need to be able to fly. We're not going to be able to maneuver through the game very well without the move Fly. So that is why we decided to go that route, I guess. I think I should have just gone back and beat Giovanni, had that part of the game done. So now I do go back and fight Giovanni. I'm saving it right now so that we can actually get an accurate representation of how this battle goes. I am a level or two higher, so that is nice, but we have Psychic, a much more powerful move. I should have just gone for Psychic from the get-go. And I would have had Psychic and Psybeam, and I probably would have not had any damage the first time I fought Giovanni. So, we get the win, we get to level 36, and with our levels, we're literally just trying to increase our speed. There's literally nothing else we can do. Now we go fight Erica. Erica and her gym, very, very, very easy. We are so much higher level than them. We have so much more powerful moves than they can do. They're weak to us. I don't have any grass or bug moves, but they are weak to us in a general sense, and they're not very effective. A lot of their moves are grass type. They can poison us, that's about it. So, take this time while we're waiting for Erica's fight. Just say, again, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I do like getting all these. I like fighting in the gyms because you get a lot of trainers in one area bulk. You get 2 or 3 levels pretty easily out of them, and it's very quick. Like if you time this from like when I entered here to when I left, it might be 2 minutes on the clock total. And I missed I probably skipped like 3 or 4 trainers still, but I got so many levels in like such a quick amount of time. And so, yeah, and like she has Tangela. Tangela doesn't do nothing. Like we got 2 hit points taken off of us. Psychic, she poisons us, and then we beat her. So she's pretty handily. Now we do get an actual move that we can use. So we decide to move on and fight our rival. This is the 5th rival fight. It's not rival, fival. Shout out to my guy Jay Rose. I really enjoy his YouTube channel. Check out his videos. He plays Serenity doesn't let his Pokemon evolve. I'm picking it as this. I was given 1 by Professor Oak. And a Psychic knocks out a Pidgeotto. A Psychic 2-hit knocks out Execute. Gyarados is a 2-hit knockout as well. And then Kadabra, I'm pretty sure we use Double Edge here. 1-hit knockout, do a little bit of recoil, but it's okay. And we honestly should have just used Double Edge on Charmeleon. That probably would have knocked him out as well. So very dominant. The fifth rival fight to me is not very powerful. And then we have to fight this little part here in the game. The fifth rival fight to me is never a challenge to me. It just never is. The way the game is designed is I'm personally, this is my personal belief, I'm confident in saying this. It was designed that you come out of Rock Tunnel, you heal, and you're like, oh, what's this? Then you go fight your rival, and then realize you need the Sylph Scope, so then you go get the Sylph Scope. And that's how the game is played. I'm pretty sure that's exactly how you're supposed to do it. So you're supposed to come out of Rock Tunnel. I'd say at Rock Tunnel we were around level 32, 33 when it came out. We got Psybeam at level 32 in the Rock Tunnel, so we're about level 33. That sounds about right. So I think we still would have handled it, but most people noting, well, that you don't do anything in Lavender Town until you have to go get the Sylph Scope anyway. Why waste your time? Just beeline for it. You got to fight one trainer, and it gets you all the way to I think it's Celadon City or whatever. I can never remember city names. If you ever hear me say Erica City or Brock City, you know where I'm talking about. I just never remember them. I remember like some Cinnabar Islands, pretty simple. What's it? Fuchsia City is another one. Lavender Town. What's the one in the middle? Saffron City. And then the other ones, they all sound kind of alike to me, like Vermilion and Viridian. I think it's two of them, and Celadon and I don't know, Cerulean, I guess maybe. So I don't know. I just never remember them. But skipping over that, we get the Poke Flute, and then we get Tia or HM3, so we can surf now, but we don't have a Pokemon to surf. So that's where the next part of this game comes in handy. We decide to go fight Koga. Now, Koga himself is very easy. I actually think Koga's trainers in his gym are harder than Koga ever is. That's just my personal opinion. You can disagree with me if you would like. But I really think that Koga is way easier than most of his trainers in his gym. Because most of his trainers in his gym use like psychic Pokemon. They really are in the wrong gym. They should be the trainers that are in Erica's gym. Because Drowsy and Hypno's a very strong psychic Pokemon. And it makes life just super difficult for you when you're having to fight a Hypno all the time. So Hypno's a tough Pokemon to beat, especially when you're another Psychic. He can put you to sleep. He can do Dream Eater if you wanted to. So yeah, Hypno's a tough Pokemon. Drowsy's not easy, but Drowsy also is Psychic, so you're not going to do a lot of damage to him. So if you hear an air blowing, my room I'm in is very hot, so I turn the air on. And, okay, so, yep, Hypno. We're like a good 10 levels higher, and we're still having issues with him. So now we fight Koga. Koga is a cakewalk compared to his trainers in his gym. So we are Psychic. They are Poison type. And like I said, if you look at the time, we're at an hour and 31 minutes. There's a lot of stuff I cut out. I was toying with posting the entire thing so you'd see all the matches I lost, how many times I had to reset in certain areas. But I've made the concession that I'm going to condense it down because not everyone has time to watch a 2.5 hour video. So I want to keep them condensed, make them roughly around an hour. I will not do the slow down part again that I did on this one. So this is also something I never do in playthroughs. I never fight the karate gym or the dojo or whatever you want to call it. Because there's no use. Usually you get enough experience points throughout it. But because of Butterfree's slow level up ability, I have to fight some extra trainers that I would never fight. So right now I am fighting extra trainers that I would never fight. I'm fighting the karate guys. And now, granted, they're all knockout. It's a knockout city in here. Okay, you can knock out everyone very easily. In this. I don't even think I think I might have took damage one time, but I don't take really any damage. Psychic blast through them, Psybeam blast through them. Don't even have to use Sleeping Powder. Like I said, I don't think I take any damage. Yeah, Psychic blast right through them. Every Pokemon, it's a one-hit knockout. Even a Primeape, I'm pretty sure Psychic's a one-hit knockout. And then I face the dojo or karate master, whatever we'll call them. And I saved just in case, but I didn't save this. I literally did this because I got 2 levels out of this, 2 extra levels, in a matter of like a minute and a half. And both of them are knockouts. 2 psychics, 2 knockouts. So now we're going to try to fight the rival. Now, I don't remember if I'm actually airing the actual rival fight or if I'm airing the losses. Because I fought the rival a couple times. And we just don't deal enough damage, and we can't take enough damage to sustain. I will say a big thing about Butterfree is I got through a lot of this game without using the badge boost glitch. So that is one benefit to this, is I didn't use the badge boost glitch. So wing attack. Did I put him to sleep ever? Okay. So we put Pidgeot to sleep. I think Psychic probably would have been a knockout, but I think we're low on Psychic, so that's why I'm taking my sweet time doing this. And then we get Execute. Execute, use Sleeping Powder. I don't remember if we use Double Edge or not. Do we use Double Edge or Psychic? We use Psychic. I don't know why we're using Psychic. Psybeam would be just as effective, about the same amount of knockouts. And now we have Gyarados. Go get my backpack for a second. Okay, Gyarados, we get a knockout. And we're not going to knock out Alakazam with Psychic. So we need to rely on Double Edge. Putting him to sleep prevents us from getting damage back. We do outspeed, though, so that's a good thing. And now we have Charizard. I don't remember. Do we put Charizard to sleep or not? We do. We don't. Okay. Ember doesn't do much, even though we're weak to fire. So, I mean, Ember's not really a strong move to begin with. Let's be honest here. But we end up getting, oh man, we tank that Ember and we finally get the knockout. So we get the knockout, we beat our rival. Once we beat the rival, we go back and heal. There's a place in there you can heal. I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a place in Sylph Company you can actually go heal. And this is a dang near destruction of this guy. I don't know this guy. This is Tweedledee and Tweedledee's brother. Tweedledoo, I guess. Tweedledee and Tweedledum, Tweedledoo. So, now we fight Giovanni. The second Giovanni fight in the game. And with this fight, we get a little bit of revenge on the first time we fought him. Psychic blasts through, I believe, all... oh, no, it doesn't blast through Kangaskhan. And, of course, Giovanni always obliges us with a guard spec whenever he could do some serious damage and potentially ruin our run a little bit. So now we go fighting Blaine. So what haven't we fought yet? We haven't fought Blaine's gym. We have to fight Sabrina's. And then we have to fight Giovanni again. And then we have the Elite Four. So that's where we're at right now. So you've seen there's 24 minutes, there's 22 minutes left in this playthrough. So that pretty much will sum up the rest of this run here. So we're fighting. We are fighting in Blaine's gym right now, getting some experience, and I'm realizing this is when I kind of have a realization that maybe we need to go level up some more before we take on Blaine's gym. We are weak to fire. Fire is not going to mesh pretty well with us right now. It's going to be a huge no-no when it comes to trying to get through this next part of the game. So we fight this guy. It's basically a fight to test my theory that maybe we should go a different route right now and go fight another gym at this time. Psychic. Get the knockout. And I guess we're staring at the screen for a while or waiting. That's fun. Okay. And we get the knockout with Vulpix. So this is what I mean. If I'd have just gone straight for Sabrina's gym rather than fighting this one, have to fly back and forth between places, probably would have done a little bit better. Right now we're in a position where if we get the wrong moveset, we could be knocked out by a Ninetales, by a Grunt, or a minion in someone's gym. So that's where Butterfree's at. We're at level 49. We're way higher level than the opposition we're fighting right now. So we decided to go fight Sabrina. And the reason why I decided to fight Sabrina and some of her minions is because, I mean, I'm psychic. At least they don't have an advantage against me. Okay? And there's some channelers in here that we can have an advantage against and get some easy knockouts because they have ghost-type Pokemon. So that's why I decided to go this route. Go ahead and fight some of the trainers in here, and yeah, they didn't do nothing. They didn't do nothing. And like I said, we're just way higher level, and we're just not doing enough damage. The next Pokemon we go to, and I can't believe I filmed me going all the way back and healing, and not just jumping to the next Pokemon. I usually cut that stuff out. Usually I just go to the next fight. Now the good news is I kind of come up with a decent enough strategy where the Elite Four doesn't take a lot of redos, and I think that's what I need to do next time. If I do this again, is I'm pretty much gonna know where my struggles are gonna come. Early, it's a struggle you're gonna deal with no matter what, because you got to level up, and you can't get rare candies, and I ain't using a glitch, so you have to grind and you have to level up. There's just no other way around it. You can't avoid it. Okay, so. It's just part of the game. It's part of the game you have to deal with. And then I decide that I need a little extra levels here just to be safe. So I go to find another Chandler. Yep, and I do to fight this guy too. So look at the level of these guys. Mr. Mime, I'm 15 levels higher. I should be able to take on Mr. Mime pretty easily. So I got a 15 level advantage. We're both Psychic Pokemon, and I have another move other than Psychic. And apparently I like to pause for dramatic effect. I think it's like past me wants to entice future me to talk over the fight and like leave me in suspense of what past me did. So I think that's what I'm doing here. But double edge, almost a knockout, and we're gonna have to go back and heal again. But we get the knockout here, and we're not getting. I wish I kept track of like how many times I got knocked out as well. But to me, it doesn't matter how many times. You get knocked out 100 times in this game. It matters what your time is. If you play through and your time is still a decent time, you can get knocked out 5 or 6 times. It doesn't matter. What matters to me is how quickly you can play through and beat the game. And here's another Chandler we can fight. And that's what's important to me. So, I'll go ahead and explain this. It's a strategy that I've done, and it's been working very well. If you ever decide to do your own playthroughs, I recommend this strategy. Whenever you are ready to go to fight the Elite Four, save 3 or 4 of your rare candies and give them to your Pokemon before every battle if you plan on using the Badge Boost glitch. If you use the Badge Boost glitch, when you level up in Generation 1, whenever you use the Badge Boost glitch, let me rephrase this. Whenever you use it, you increase one stat, but it increases all your stats because of a glitch in the game. It's a glitch in the programming of the game. Okay? You're not supposed to do that, and I'll pause here. And let's watch the fight with Sabrina. Actually, I'll just pause the video real quick. So the way the Badge Glitch works is it increases all your stats. So all of a sudden your defense will go up. All of a sudden your speed will go up. Even if the move you did that generates the Badge Boost glitch was just to raise your attack or whatever, it raises all your stats. However, when you level up, it resets all those other stats back to your base, other than the one you were initially trying to up. So that is the downside to the Badge Boost glitch, is when you level up. If you give your Pokemon a rare candy before a fight, they usually don't get enough experience in that fight to level up in the middle of the fight. And if you do that for all the fights, you don't level up in the middle of any fights, thereby not ruining your Badge Boost glitch and the time you used generating the Badge Boost glitch. So, and here we are, fighting Sabrina. And Kadabra. First Pokemon out the gate. Sleep Powder. Psychic doesn't do squat. Psybeam does about the same. It's just we just gotta hope for critical hits here. Like they're not gonna hurt us a lot. That's the upside to it. It's not gonna do a lot of damage to us. Psychic. I'm trying not to use double edge because it's just gonna do. I'm trying not to do as much damage to myself as possible. I'm trying to avoid self damage here. And then Sleep Powder is just so clutch Gen 1. So what I can't wait to play through is Paris, because Paris has Spore. And Spore is an automatic fall asleep. You can't even avoid it. It's like 100% accuracy. Whereas Sleep Powder can miss here. And then double edge. Yep, 2 wins. 2 knockouts. Perfect. We beat Sabrina. We get her worthless Psy-Wave. It's like the worst move ever. Don't like it. And now we're back to fighting Blaine's gym. Now we're a couple levels higher. That's the good news. And we're in the 50s, so now we should knock that out. We're almost 20 levels higher than it. But it's a 2-hit knockout. It's just like here. It's a 2-hit knockout. The problem with Butterfree, here's the problem with Butterfree, is I don't think Psychic moves for Butterfree are stab moves. Because is Butterfree listed as Psychic Bug? Butterfree's typing. Butterfree's typing. So he's listed as, I think he's listed as a bug, but he's a bug flying. It's a dual type bug flying, and it doesn't have him listed as Psychic. Yeah, in Gen 1 he's listed as bug flying, where he should be bug psychic. So none of the moves he has are super effective, or stab moves. And you don't get any bug moves either. So flying, I guess Razor Wind would have been the only move that I have that's a flying type move. So that's kind of the downside to Butterfree, is none of these moves are stab. If he was bug psychic, which is what he should be, he's known psychic since I was a kid. Okay, he's always had psychic. He's always had that kind of move. He should be known as a bug psychic type, dual typing, but he's not. And because of that, you don't get any stab moves other than, I guess the only one move you can get is Fly and Razor Wind. But in Gen 1, you can't use Fly with Butterfree. So, yeah. That's why it doesn't really do much. And like I said, you don't get a bug type move. You don't get anything. You don't get Pin Needle. You don't get Twin Needle. Nothing like that. So you don't get any of those things. And those are moves that you could potentially get that are bug type that could be stab. Same type of attack bonus. It's 1.5 times damage compared to just the normal damage it would initiate. So here's the fight against Blaine. Blaine should be probably the hardest gym leader we've faced at this point. Because, well, Misty was pretty hard because we didn't have a lot of move variations. But we have Sleep Powder, we have Psychic, we have Double Edge, we have Psybeam. All those things are things we have available to us. So we go first because we're that high level. So he makes this fight seem a lot easier. I would like to play through this one time and never use Sleep Powder and see how much more powerful, how much higher level it is required from Butterfree to win this game. I'm really curious as to that. I'm going to have to do that someday. I'm not allowed to use Sleeping Powder. I'm not allowed to use Stun Spore. What kind of level do you have to be at for Butterfree to be able to blast through the game in general, or like gyms or whatever? So now we're fighting Giovanni's gym. We finally beat Blaine. We got a useless move that we can't use. So yeah, the most of the moves we have right now, for the most part, about 90% of the moves we have are pretty much the moves we end the game with. We have some other moves we could throw in there and help us out, like Mimic. We didn't go for Hyper Beam. So that's one that we've still yet to have to go out of our way to get. So, yeah. So, the trainers in here are like a cakewalk. I think I fight, and that's a useless thing. I don't need to revive. If I revive, I have to reset. So, I don't know why I keep grabbing that, but I do. Sand Slash, get the knockout, one-hit knockout. Doug Trio, get the knockout, one-hit knockout. Moving on. And I think we get to level 55 before we fight Giovanni, or we get to level 55 while we fight Giovanni. It's one of those two. Even later in the game, Butterfree takes a while to level up, and that's the thing. He doesn't catch up to you. Being able to level up easier, it doesn't work that way. It's just he keeps requiring more and more experience at the same clip that you've been dealing with the whole game. So now we get Giovanni. We're getting our final fight against Giovanni. We have Psychic. This should not be a very difficult fight, other than the fact that he's able to tank and survive the first attack. And so is Doug Trio. Doug Trio is very surprising. Doug Trio has one of the lowest hit points in Gen 1. And now this one gets very close. Yeah. It's kind of scary. Kind of scary watching this. Like, this one. Did I lose this one? I don't remember losing to Giovanni. Nido King. I can't wait to play through this Nido King, Nido Queen. It's going to be very fun. Figure out which of the two of them is better. And Psychic. And then we have one more move. Okay, good. Get the knockout. So now we're on to face our next rival fight. This is, in my opinion, like, yeah, I mean, this is just not my opinion. It's actually fact. This is the hardest two rival fights we have in the game. In my opinion, at least. This is the largest, hardest, whatever you want to call it, rival fight in the game. Then you have your next one's pretty hard too, but you're also higher level, and you have a little bit of knowledge of what he has and how to beat him. So that's a little bit of a benefit to, a little bit of the benefit you have as to fighting him twice, and then you fight 4 trainers in between that and then fight him again. So I don't remember if I'm showing you the victory that I had or the reset that I had. I think I had 1 reset in this. So I think I tried to use Mimic, and it didn't work so well, or maybe that's the boss fight. It might be the boss fight. No, I'm sorry. That's the fight against Lorelai. It's where I tried using Mimic the wrong way, and it cost me. So Sleep Powder is pretty much the MVP of this run. Without Sleep Powder, Butterfree would be taking way more damage. He can't take a lot of damage to begin with, but he'd take way more damage. Sleep Powder prevents him from taking damage. It basically lets the opponent sit there while I, kick its butt and dwindle down its health to pretty much nothing. So yeah, Sleep Powder is the move of this run. It really is. That's why I kind of want to play through once without Sleep Powder. Here goes Sleep Powder. Woo! Talk about Sleep Powder so much, you'll start getting sleepy. You'll yawn and stuff. Alright, so Flamethrower. We tanked the Flamethrower. That was clutch in my opinion, because we're not like that much higher level than Charizard. So we tanked that like a champ, and we move on to the Elite Four, and now we're fighting Lorelai. That's our first battle. Now, I don't remember if I showed that. I think I showed this. So Lorelai, first couple battles were not going very well. We're not going very well at all. I was mimicking. I think I did Mega Drain. And I think this is not the first playthrough. Okay, so this is the second playthrough. First playthrough, I was just mimicking Rest from Dugong to recover my health. Basically, is what I was trying to do. So in the second time I played through, I decided we're going to just get through the first 2 Pokemon. We're going to mimic Amnesia. And Amnesia triggers the Badge Boost glitch. So we select Amnesia. Now what this does, Amnesia raises your stats greatly. Just your special stats, but that's also your defense and your attack. And since we're Psychic, Psychic Pokemon, we do that too. It replenishes our health, which is good. We go against Jinx. I don't think Jinx... Did we beat her? Nope. On 1 hit. Ice Punch is scary because that could end your run. Ice Punch can freeze us, and the only way to unfreeze in Gen 1 is to get by a fire attack. So, we blast through Lorelai after the first battle where I was mimicking Rest, which was not a smart decision. And I decided to mimic Amnesia and just get through the first one. Bruno is a very... No, I'm just kidding. He's not a very difficult trainer at all. He's easy. He's basically a glorified hiker. He's a mixture between the Karate Master Dojo and Brock's gym. So, very easy. I'm pretty sure it's 1-hit knockouts across the board, except for the last one, which is a Machamp. And Machamp, I think it's a 2-hit knockout anyway, but yeah, not too affected, not too worried about Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much because Bruno really is not a very strong trainer, in my personal opinion. So now we're moving on to Agatha. The Agatha Lottery. The reason why it's nicknamed the Agatha Lottery from my guy J Rose. The Agatha Lottery, it's called that because she has a lot of different things that can affect, that are status moves. Sleep, Poison, Paralyze, Confuse. All of them are moves that can damage us pretty bad. I'm pretty sure this is the one I lose. Yeah, I get put to sleep, and there's really nothing you can do once you put to sleep. If I woke up, I might be able to put her to sleep, put Gengar to sleep, and then I reload and let's try this again. So we're 2 hours and 10 minutes into this game. So just so everyone knows, at this time we had easily beaten with Charmander and with Squirtle, and we're pacing 15 minutes behind Bulbasaur right now. If we were to finish right now, I'd be 15 minutes behind, but we're not. So now I use Dream Eater. Dream Eater is a very effective move. I don't know why Psychic's not like doing great, but it gives us the ability to retain our health if need be. So that's why Dream Eater is so good. It can eat up a lot of their health and then replenish ours if need be. So that's why I decided to mimic Dream Eater. Almost all statuses removed. I didn't do the badge boost glitch. That's fine. I don't know why I did this. I don't know why I just didn't knock it out. Don't know why I just didn't knock it out. I was getting greedy. I don't know why I was getting greedy. Sleep Powder. And then Psychic. And like I said, I'm higher level than all these Pokemon. I should not have too many issues with these Pokemon. I'm 5 levels higher. And I have a very powerful psychic move, but I still have to put them to sleep to prevent them from attacking me. And yeah, Dream Eater, and then one more Dream Eater gets the job done. So that's 3 out of the 5 last trainers knocked out and done. Now Lance is actually a one battle. It was a 1 battle, I believe. I think it was 1 battle. We're getting near the end. There's only 4.5 minutes left in the actual video of me doing this. I will talk a little bit about it afterwards. As usual, Gyarados is a trolly little jerk. He's the first one. There's nothing that's effective against it usually, except for electric. So you start off with Mega Drain. It's a flying water type, and it doesn't even do that. So now we have Sleeping Powder, and then we use Agility to boost our stats. And we put it back to sleep, and we use Agility to continue to boost our stats. Our speed goes up, but all of our stats get boosted. And Mega Drain doesn't do much at all. And I think we're just trying to replenish our health. We're getting a little greedy here. We should have gone for Psychic. Psychic. And good news is we're like tanking and taking Hyper Beams like a champ. Like Hyper Beams ain't doing nothing to us. Psychic's a 1-hit knockout, and now the final battle with Dragonite. Are we gonna get the knockout? How are we gonna do this? Are we gonna do Psychic? Oh, I missed. I missed a sleeping Pokemon. How crazy is that? So we get the Psychic, and we knock out Dragonite, and we beat Lance. So now we're on to the champion. So I already have a plan for the champion. The question is, how are we going to execute it? So we're fighting the champion, and I forgot to save before I moved on, so I saved right at the beginning of this conversation, I believe is how I did it. So, yeah, so here we go. Champion comes out with his Pidgeot. Sleep Powder. So, I should have mimicked in some way, shape, or form somewhere, like some kind of stat-altering move. I think possibly Pidgeot has a stat-altering move, but I didn't go for it. Alakazam comes out, and we can't really mimic anything off of him. We have Psychic, maybe Barrier, or Reflect to boost our defense. But we're just going to use Mega Drain to kind of just recover some of our health. He uses Reflect. We go back to Sleeping Powder, and we use Mega Drain again, and we're getting a lot of our health back, which is good. This is why I kept a hold of Mega Drain. I didn't use it earlier because I knew we'd need more Psychic moves, but once you get to this point, you have enough Psychic. We have a lot of PP PP ups we gave, basically. I misclick here. I misclick, and instead of just using Mega Drain, I use Mimic. Actually, no, maybe I didn't. I misclick. Oh, maybe I don't. No, I know who it is. I know it's on Execute. That's what it is. So I go Sleep Powder, and I misclick. And when you misclick and hit Mimic, it doesn't let you go back. So I ain't going to barrage it and do nothing. Okay, so I just use Stomp. That's the only one I could do. It actually doesn't do bad damage. It actually helps me out a little bit later. So it's not horrible. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Jeez, it doesn't do anything. Stomp at least does a little bit of damage. And we're out speeding, so we can just keep putting back to sleep. Use Stomp until the battle's over. So we get the battle done. Get that one done. Now we're fighting Gyarados. And Mega Drain. Stomp. Psychic. Yeah, there's nothing that works well against Gyarados. Unless you have an electric-type Pokemon, there's nothing that works well against Gyarados. It's kind of depressing. It's just like he's just this roadblock you always have to face. It's such a good Pokemon. It's why it's such a good Pokemon. But he's not an Ice type, even though he's with the Ice type trainer. He's not like really a Water type. And we use Stomp comes in clutch because Psychic doesn't do much and Mega Drain doesn't do much. So Stomp comes in clutch to finish off the rival. So we beat the rival level 67. And here in a second, we'll see the final time. Oh yeah, I named my rival Fart. I don't know if you've seen that or not. So level 67, we beat the game. I don't care about the end game time. I played it right through, so it's going to be a more accurate time. I didn't have to pause and go do something else. So level 67, bug flying, and the game gets stopped at 2 hours, 18 minutes, and 26 seconds. And I'm going to pause this because I don't want it to go off screen. Okay. I just want to go back just a smidge. There we go. Okay, it stayed. So, what are my thoughts on this playthrough? This playthrough, I mean, it was fun. It was a challenge. Let's just say that. And I do like a good challenge. Just, it was cursed. I still say it was cursed to this day. The only thing I would say if I changed this is a couple things. I would probably just bite the bullet and go get Hyper Beam. He would probably make a lot of battles easier earlier in the game. That might be one thing. And use my PP ups to give the Hyper Beam more PP. So later in the game, I'd have Psychic, Hyper Beam, maybe Mega Drain, and Sleep Powder. So that'd probably be the moveset I'd end the game with. I think I'd be a little bit better. Maybe Double Edge. That's possible instead of Mimic. I still think Mimic's is very useful, or maybe Mimic instead of Mega Drain. You just find the right Pokemon to suck a move off of and use it. But what did I think of this run? Is he top tier? No, he's not. I'm not surprised because I knew the struggles that Butterfree was going to have. I knew Psychic does well in Gen 1, but it's not the only thing in Gen 1. I've seen other playthroughs by like Scott's Thoughts, and I don't think J Rose's playthrough with Butterfree. But I've seen playthroughs, and I was aware of the struggles that you're going to have when you play through with Butterfree. I was aware of those, but I didn't realize how predominant they were. Like I said, if I played through again, I could probably clean it up a little bit, and I might be like a round 2 kind of thing I might do in the future. But all in all, Butterfree, one of my favorite Pokemon Gen 1, but standalone is definitely not in the top tier of Pokemon right now. We'll see how he stacks up against the other bugs. The next playthrough I'm doing is Weedle. And Weedle will either be... I have a feeling Weedle will take a little bit longer. Says Weedle doesn't get Weedle or Beedrill doesn't get an actual good attack move to take on Brock until like level 20. So it may take more grinding for Weedle, and then he'll be overpowered and over-leveled after that point. So the rest of the game may come as a pretty easy breeze. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm very curious. I'm very curious to see how it plays through. If you made it this far, please hit that subscribe button and comment. I made it this far. Awesome video. Whatever you want to say. And yeah. Also, I didn't say this. All hail the Dome Fossil. I forgot to say that during that scene because I was talking about something else at the time. Thank everyone for watching and listening and whatever you're doing to enjoy this. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. And thank you for joining JD's NerdVerse. Have a good one. See ya.